Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Mazda has been named Consumer Reports' safest new car brand. It starts with our approach. Every Mazda comes standard with proactive safety features, so you're more aware of what's around you, more focused on the road ahead, and ready before problems ever start. Mazda, more of what matters most to you. Go to MazdaUSA.com to learn more. Consumer Reports does not endorse or promote any product.
All right, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today, we're going to talk about Civil War. Maybe it's Civil War Part 2. So, I don't know. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of anger in the world, a lot of craziness on the news, a lot of people saying things that maybe they shouldn't be saying. Maybe they're just running their mouths, who knows. But bottom line, we got some angry people out there in this country. People acting a little childish. Maybe hoping if they tear down the statues from the first Civil War, we won't remember how shitty it was, and we should go for round 2. I'm not really sure what their motive is, but it looks rough. I think we're going to kind of come at this maybe from the adult in the room kind of aspect. Just getting enraged over emotion and reacting just because you feel pissed off at the world, probably not your best move. Picking up a rock and throwing it at somebody's head, again, maybe not your best move. But, you know, let's have a talk about it. Let's talk about how, 500 people are going to set the tone for our whole country.
The whole conversation
is a couple of angry assholes that don't have jobs because they're out fucking around all weekend. I'm cutting the damn lawn. I don't know what the hell these people have all this free time. But, Kevin, what's your take on all this?
Well, I started looking into the different groups where they're at the Charlottesville event.
All right.
Some class acts showed up.
Class acts, all right.
When I heard references to there were a bunch of good people on both sides, that sounded like a load of horse shit.
Oh, that would be our president.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a rock star.
Yep. And, we can get into who was there and who was what. But I think really what we need to talk about is the idea that pushing your cause through violence is the best way to handle things. We have a right to free speech in this country. You can say whatever you want. You can't punch anybody in the face that you want. I am not necessarily opposed to punching a Nazi, but it seems like the people that talk about punching Nazis just punch anybody they disagree with and then call them a Nazi.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of Nazis running around. There's a few, and they were there.
I mean, Captain America punched that Nazi that one time.
Uh-huh.
Who was that? You had that little mustache?
Yeah, I saw the cover. Yep.
All right. So Hitler, all right. Nazi, got it. Those guys with the armbands with the little swastika, probably got it. All right.
Yep.
Now, some people shave their head for fashion. I don't know if shaving your head makes you a Nazi, but you might be.
Yeah.
Now, there were Nazis at this rally, though. Am I correct?
Yes, the American Nazi Party.
They did represent
there.
Okay.
Yep.
Who else was there?
Well, basically the alt-right, which I don't think we necessarily have a clear definition yet about what the alt-right is.
I think Trump was demanding a definition.
Yeah, I think somebody should demand one.
He did not pose a definition.
Yeah.
But he was willing to,
Another group of geniuses were the Neo-Confederates.
I did not even know such an organization.
That's an organization that believes the Civil War is not over.
Really?
They're still planning on the South rising
How are
again.
they doing?
Well, there's about 6 of them, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how
They're
big that
hanging in
group
there.
is. They're hanging in there, though. The Knights Party, also known as the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, sure. They're the guys with the sheets and the pointy hats.
Yep. Everybody knows them.
All right.
Traditional Workers Party. A lot of people don't know who they are. Traditional Workers Party sounds like a decent group of guys.
Is that like the Family Values Party?
Yep.
Ah, yeah, I know who they are.
I looked them up.
Commie Pinkos?
Fighting for faith, family, and folk. That's their tagline.
Nice.
And, went through it, read most of the website, seemed legit, and then I kind of got to a section where it says, we are unapologetically nationalists fighting to secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. And white is capitalized. White children.
White children. All right.
Uh-huh. So that was most of the Klan on the one side.
On the one side. Now tell me about the other.
On the other side, we had Black Lives Matter, and Antifa. One of my personal
Now, Antifa, what does this stand for?
anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist.
They bill themselves as anti-fascist, but really they're just socialist anarchists. So I mean, say what you want about anti-fascism. I don't think a whole lot of people are opposed to that.
I just pulled up a quick search on the interwebs about the KKK. Because people make, like, KKK's a big thing. And now, sure, you can argue, all right, the Democrat Party, they're all KKK.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you got me, whatever. All right, I'm not going to argue you.
Strom Thurmond, when did he retire? Just about 10 years ago.
What's his name? Bird?
Yep.
All these guys. But, all right, so according to the interwebs, they're saying that there's 150 Klan chapters in the U.S., and it averages between 5,000 and 8,000 members.
Okay.
So you're talking about nobody in the scheme of 310 million Americans.
Yeah.
These guys
about
pretty much could get crushed by
0.001%.
You can pretty much roll in and just wipe these guys out. They're just a joke, and there's not really,
they talk a good game about not being racist, but if you know anything about their history, they'll say, oh, they're not the new Klan, the kinder, gentler Klan. But it's really about they have an issue with mixing races. That's the real issue that they have. That I can't get behind that. You know what I mean?
Well, I do know what you mean. I can't imagine a lot of people can get behind it. Well, it turns out only about 8,000 people can get behind it. Now, I did want to point out, I did see some comparison between the Antifa logo and
the black and red logo.
The black and red logo and the anti-fascist action of the Communist Party of Germany from 1930 something, yeah. And they're like identical.
They're actually connected.
Really?
Yeah. Changed the name.
Okay.
To Antifa because they didn't think people would understand anti-fascism. So they
who even knows what fascism is?
Yeah, they say they're anti-racist.
Anti-racist?
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. So, I've known a lot of racists. They're not Nazis. I've known a lot of nationalists. They're not necessarily Nazis. There's a Nazi is a very specific thing.
They are KKK members, though.
Mm-hmm.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I have punched racists in the face before for being racist.
All right.
I've never actually run into a Nazi. Obviously they exist, they're around, but never actually run into one to punch
Every time I see them interviewing these Antifa people, they're all wearing the black and the, whatever, they look like Muslim jihadists. I'm not really sure. I'm sure they probably know.
You don't know who they are. Really,
I don't know who they are. But everyone I've seen looks like a 25-year-old white girl.
Yeah. That's
or
pretty
maybe
much
that's the only one they're showing on TV. Yeah. I don't know. But
if you're
then
an
she's
Antifa,
like picking up a rock and chucking it in some other guy's head.
Yeah, if you're in
like,
Antifa,
down with Whitey.
If you're in Antifa and you're trying to fight a neo-Nazi, I recommend against that. You might get the shit kicked out of you.
They are throwing rocks, though. And then somehow I heard some kind of chanting about, and you probably don't recycle. Did you see this? Like, you're white, you're racist, and you probably don't recycle, and they're out there chanting, and I'm like,
and
well, I don't really recycle.
Believe it or not.
You know, I mean, they might be on to something.
Believe it or not, the Knights Party, or the Ku Klux Klan...
They do recycle?
Very big on environmental issues. I did not realize this.
There you go.
That's the thing. I was looking at their platform, and, along with hating everybody that's not Aryan...
Okay.
They're in there with, pro-environmentalism.
Pro-environmentalism.
Quality schools.
All right. Now, I think we've offended a few people here. But
we're just getting warmed up. I'm just getting warmed up.
It's in racist. So, I mean, whatever. All right. Keep going.
I was talking to my wife, who's a black woman.
Okay.
And she holds the contention that everybody's a little bit racist.
A little bit racist.
And there's nothing wrong with that. She says she's not a racist. She's a stereotypicist.
Oh.
Which means she judges people and then finds out whether she's right or wrong.
Why, actually, that's smart.
And
I like to judge people by how they dress.
And I have to say, I've never heard her say anything racist up until 2 weeks ago. Right. We were driving through a drive-thru, and we were just pulling out.
Am I going to have to edit this part out?
Nah, well, maybe. I don't know.
All right, keep
going.
But
we were driving, and there was a guy with a fedora standing in front of us, walking towards our car, looking at his phone, not realizing that his slow walk was impeding us from getting out of there and blocking up the whole line behind us. And so she yelled out the window, "Get out of the fucking way, cracker. You fucking cracker!" She yelled it. Man, I always thought cracker was funny.
Did you punch her?
At that point, I thought, like, that was really offensive, the tone of voice. Like, wow. She really pulled it off, because I always thought cracker was kind of a funny word, honky. Nobody takes that serious. But from her, tell you what, she delivered it. Yep.
Oh, no.
So, I could get on board with her with that one,
Oh, Kevin, we're going to have talk.
Fucking crackers.
Ay. So now you were worried that there were some of our audience we didn't offend, and you just wanted to...
Yeah, now we're good. Now we're good. We got everybody covered.
We're all caught up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's next on the list?
Well, I wanted to talk about Antifa before we got going much further.
All right.
Big fan, because they're so goddamn funny. It's really... All their stuff is like a load of horse shit. Talking about, Nazis and fascism and shit like that. And... they're pushing their point by not allowing other people their chance to speak. That seems like a very fascist type of shit to do.
It does. Now, they seem to come across, they're anti-fascist, where you're saying possibly anti-racist. Mm-hmm. But what we can really gather is they're anarchists.
Anarchists. That's how I'd categorize them.
Now, they're not the cool anarchists like Sid Vicious. They're not rocking the mohawk.
Right, no.
The studs
none of the
on
cool
the
shit.
leather jacket. Mm-hmm. Rocking out to punk,
Yeah, Anti-Fascist Action, a name taken by a European political movement in the 1930s. Revived in the 1990s in Germany, and that's where they got going. They started calling their group Anti-Racist Action, on the theory that Americans would be familiar with fighting racism, more familiar with fighting racism than fascism. So they're anti-racist, anti-homophobia, anti-Islamophobia, anti-transgender phobia, whatever that nomenclature would be.
They're not offended by Muslims who are offended by homosexuals?
No, they're anti-sexist, anti-homophobia, anti-Islamist. Islamophobia, anti-Islamophobia, anti-sexist, anti-homophobia. So they're kind of a little mixed up there.
All right.
You can't support Islam and then support feminism and
I feel like there might be a contradiction.
Gay rights. Yeah, I don't think you can really work those all together.
All right.
But, whatever floats your boat.
If you don't know anything about history
if you need a reason to hit somebody with a 2x4, all you got to do is join up with these guys, because everybody's covered.
All right.
You can hit anyone with a brick, because everybody's covered under their guidelines.
Martin Luther King, not
a big fan of gay rights.
He did not like gay marriage.
So, I don't know if you support Martin Luther King, if you support peaceful demonstrations. They don't.
All right, there you go. Now, that's the thing, though. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to agree 100% with anyone that you like.
Right.
And this is this weird box we all try and put everybody in.
Right.
You know, like, oh, how dare you like Donald Trump? He did this one horrible thing on this day. And I'm sure you could tell me 20 horrible things he did. Mm-hmm. But it just, okay, but what we're looking at is the goal and the direction that they're going to take us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're not going to find anybody you're 100% behind. Mm-hmm. I really was a Ted Cruz fan. He kind of fell apart at the end, and I was very confused by some things he was saying. Like, hey, you're not really fitting, Ayn Rand from, Atlas Shrugged there was all about, contradictions don't exist. Well, I hate to say it, very few people are pure that you're going to be, 100% in line with what they're thinking. Not everybody completely goes with logic and reason. You have to go with who best aligns with my values and kind of, try and work within that confine. Mm-hmm. But also, why are we letting other people define us? And I don't mean by what they call us. I mean, why do I have to I'm either with Antifa or I'm with the Nazis?
Right.
Why do I have to be one of those two? Why do I have to be a Republican or a Democrat?
Right.
They're both jackasses.
Yeah. And if you get down to it and you subscribe to the entire list of views that are represented by the Republican or the Democratic Party, you're not really doing a lot of thinking on your own.
Now, was it Antifa you had a list of views? Or was it Black Lives Matter?
Oh, yeah, let's get into that. Black Lives Matter. This was an article posted somewhat recently.
All right, now, again, this is obviously, in Charlotte, there were no Black Lives Matter people. Is that correct?
No, there were.
They were.
Definitely were.
They were represented.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Black Lives Matter was there. And
right.
I was listening to some interviews with older people that were in the civil rights movement in the 60s, saying that they didn't support Black Lives Matter because of the violence and aggressiveness and that peaceful protest and civil.
They did
peaceful,
like smoking pot,
unrest.
and those headbands were awesome. Yes. Yep. You know what I'm talking about.
So,
I would have been the guy with the army jacket and nothing tucked in. Maybe, I don't think I would have gone and hung out with John Kerry throwing the medals over the wall or anything at the White House, but, whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get into this lady here, because I got all sorts of stuff to say about this woman, Chanel Helm. She's a Black Lives Matter organizer, and I think she's in Louisville. And she published this article. This is 10 demands or 10 requests from Black Lives Matter leader. All right, white people, if you don't have any descendants, will your property to a black or brown family, preferably ones that live in generational poverty. White people, if you're inheriting property you intend to sell upon acceptance, give it to a black or brown family. You're bound to make that money in some other white privileged way.
That's a given, right?
It's a given. We're white. You go to the bank as
You're
a white person, they just give
white,
you cash.
Just freaking.
Yeah.
You know how they used to have the congressional bank accounts where they could just write checks? You didn't even have to have money there?
That's what
it's like to be white.
People.
I mean, I don't know if people know, but...
Yeah. I mean, if you're white and you're not out there grabbing your privilege, sucks to be you, dude. Need to get on it.
Yeah, send me a message on Facebook. I'll tell you all about the white privilege. I'll hook you up. We gotta, you know what it is? You gotta get your white privilege card.
Yeah, you have to get the card.
Gotta get the card. And I'll hook you up.
All right. So obviously Chuck didn't check his white privilege at the door when he came in here. If you're a developer or a realty owner of multi-family housing, build a sustainable complex in a black or brown blighted neighborhood and let black and brown people live in it for free.
Oh, sure.
If you're a developer trying to make money, the best way to do it is to rent it out to black and brown people for free.
And whether they're white, black, or brown, my experience is when you give people stuff for nothing, they love to take care of it.
Yeah, they're
Don't even worry about it.
Very good stewards.
They got your back.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't matter if you're white, black, or whatever. People who get shit for free, they always take care of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even worry about it.
Now, we're not even halfway through the list. We're only at number 4 here.
Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, white people. If you can afford to downsize, give up your home, the home you own, to a black or brown family. Preferably a family from generational poverty. You'll see that one come up a lot.
There's a theme?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
White people. If any of the people you intend to leave your property to are racist assholes, change your will.
No!
And will your family to, you guessed it, brown or black family, preferably a family from generational poverty.
She likes this generational poverty. Because these people will know what to do with it and won't lose the property.
Right. There's still
my
taxes.
Experience, this
still
has
taxes.
nothing to do with black or white.
Mm-hmm.
People who have a recurring theme of poverty, those are the ones that win the lottery and in 2 years are back in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
because
theme.
if you can't figure out how to make money, you can't figure out how to budget money either.
It's not going to end well
Except for white people who can re-budget their monthly expenses.
Tell me.
And donate it to black funds or for land purchases.
All right.
White people, especially white women, get a racist fired. You know what the fuck they be saying.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, she knows what it means. You're complicit when you ignore them. Get your boss fired because they racist too. That's what it says.
Oh, shit.
Word for word. Backing up number 7, this should be easy, but all those sheetless Klan, Nazis, and other lil dick white men will all be returning to work. Get they ass fired. Call the police even. They look suspicious. So, if you know little dick white man, get him fired. That's the best bet. Backing up number 8, this is number 9. If any white person at your work or as you enter in spaces, you overhear a white person praising the actions from Charlottesville, get a pic, get their name, hell, find out where they work and get them fired. But certainly address them if you need to. You got hands, use them. So, white people, if you know a little dicked white man who's a racist, punch him. Let me just tell you her name again so we don't forget. Chanel Helm.
Now, I did see a picture of her on Facebook, and I threw it up on the page we got. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, the last one is commit to 2 things. Fighting white supremacy where you can, and this doesn't mean taking up knitting.
Oh.
And funding black and brown people. And it says this doesn't include knitting unless you're making scarves for black or brown people. So, now, if you're white and you're at home and you're wondering how you can help the Black Lives Matter movement, there's a list. Chanel Helm is letting you know that you should give up all your money and property, give it to black and brown families who come from generational poverty, and then use your white privilege to make more money.
So wait a minute. Now, what I'm to understand is there is about 600 people who feel that white people hate black people hate white people. So 310 million Americans should all get together and fight a big war over it because these people haven't worked out their ignorant, pathetic upbringing. Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
We're going to fight a civil war that's going to involve
everybody.
500 or 600 people on either side. Yeah, no, they said now, a war is not a war unless there are 2 sides that are belligerent, or, belligerent meaning in combat, with a minimum of 1,000 deaths per year. That's the requirement for a war. I don't know where I read this, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. No. But I don't think that,
we're fitting the criteria.
If they really get wound up on both sides, get to work, if they were to live up to that, I think the whole war would be over in a year and everybody would be dead on both sides.
I'm pretty sure that
I'm
the war
not
would
joining
be over
either
in
of
a
these
week
groups.
because
Yeah.
you already got all like 150, 200, 300 people all in one place already.
Yeah.
They're fighting with rocks and sticks and cars.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they could kind of work it out in about an hour, 2 hours.
Yep. Yeah, I think they'd be done pretty quick, man.
All right.
Honestly.
Let me pose a theory now. So there was a guy, Saul Alinsky, wrote a book called Rules for Radicals.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd like, when you open the book, it says this book's dedicated to Lucifer.
Okay.
Because, you know, he's that kind of guy. He rolls like that. And he seems to be one of the prominent theories you keep hearing, you know, recurring in the way, I don't want to say Democrats. I want to say the way progressives seem to operate is, I guess, the word I would look for. And basically, he used to say, you know, what you want to do is you want to create civil unrest and discontent, and you want to make people feel like they're being victimized. And that's how you can get more government power and control. Now, I can't help but think, you know, back in 1930s, we had in Germany, not Nazi Germany at that point, we had the communists and we had the fascists. And I feel like it's very similar to what's going on today. Now, the communists are people who feel that they're entitled to other people's shit that they didn't work for. And the fascists are people who feel they want to strong arm and roll over everybody else. Now, these two were fighting back and forth constantly. Ended up at, with Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, and, just constant fighting. And the people were so desperate to stop all the bullshit that they were like, you know what? Any leader that's going to step in and say, you know what? We're going to shut these people the hell up. We're going to arrest criminals. We're going to bring back national pride. We're going to freaking bring this country back in order. And then they were like, yeah, let's vote for Hitler. And I don't recall that ending too well.
Yeah, well, it didn't end too well for anybody, I don't think.
No, I mean, the Germans...
I think maybe the United
so well.
States kind of came out on top, but didn't work out for the Jews, the Germans,
And we lost a few guys along the way.
Yeah, the gays. Didn't end well for France. It didn't end well for Russia. Didn't really end well for anybody.
You know, hate and discontent is really not the way to go. Does anybody remember American values? Do you know that, I mean, these people are saying we don't need the Constitution. The Constitution is the closest thing to American values, that remains. It's ridiculous that, we get caught up in nonsense, judging each other, who we are and who's offended and it's all nonsense. We get so caught up in protecting everybody else that we destroy everybody else. Mm-hmm. And, it's if you don't agree with my values in the way I see it, then you're all wrong and I hate you to the point where I want to throw rocks at you. Mm. Or you could argue that KKK and Nazi people want to kill people. Mm. Whatever. Black Lives Matter. A lot of them want to kill people. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys saw the post I put up, about Kill Whitey with the guy with the knife last week. Mm-hmm. My point is, obviously the majority of people don't think this way. But this is what we're letting the media and the press run the narrative for our country.
Right.
This is what we're seeing on the news and we're hearing every day, all day long. It's insane. Mm-hmm. This is not appropriate behavior. Now, the problem is we still live in this world. Mm-hmm. We have to drive a car to work and, God forbid, end up in some kind of rally or nonsense as we're taking the kids out to get ice cream. This is insane. Mm-hmm. There's no way that it's acceptable to be picking up and throwing rocks at people because, hey, you disagree with me. You don't approve of what I do. Well, no, I don't approve of you throwing rocks at people's heads. Mm-hmm. I don't. No. And we just need to get back to some core values. Everybody needs to take a step back and stop letting the media get you so worked up. Everybody's getting excited, and this isn't right, and it isn't fair. And when it's not us getting worked up, you're saying, wait, Chuck, I just been drinking beer, petting my dog. I haven't done anything. I'm not worked up at all. All right. But you know what? You got to kind of share this message with your, brethren.
Yeah.
When people come over, your nephew, your uncle, your whatever, and they're talking this kind of shit, you need to put a stop to it and say, hey, we're just people doing our freaking thing. The government's screwing us, taking money hand over fist for bullshit, and we're sitting here worrying about nonsense. Another thing you might want to think about, I don't know if you guys remember way back when everybody was talking about Jade Helm and all that nonsense, but under Obama, they passed Bill H.R. 645. I don't know if you remember this one, but this was the one where they could set up FEMA camps in an emergency. And they kept saying, well, what kind of an emergency? And everybody was thinking Katrina, and it was that kind of thing. And they put in the wording, it says, or in case of civil unrest. And I can't help but feel like we're kind of playing into to the hands. Now, am I saying the government's out to get us? No, but I feel like there's people out there agitating. I feel like, and you can't tell me you don't think there's some of this going on, that there are people perpetuating this twisted idea of, get worked up, you know? We talked about the CIA going to other countries and how they would incite riots and do things like this. Nobody sees any of that going on. Nobody thinks, hey.
And I think it was,
there's some agitators.
At that Occupy Wall Street, do you remember that event? I think they even found some what they call agent provocateurs there, smashing windows and getting things wound up, and then heading out before the cops showed up.
Exactly.
And they weren't protesters. They were wearing military issue boots, and then just disappeared.
Kevin can spot those boots like a mile away, so don't even try.
Don't
even
Kevin.
Start
that.
Kevin looks at the pictures. He's like, "Wait a minute, stop."
I recognize
See that guy?
that.
That's size 9.5 freaking government issue combat boots. No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
No.
But the thing is, if you disagree with somebody, have a conversation about it. You ain't got to get into a fist fight over it.
You don't have to throw a rock.
Better ideas are always the way to go. And if somebody has a stupid idea that they're shouting, it doesn't mean anybody's going to listen to them.
All I can say, Cain and freaking Abel. Yep. You know what I'm talking about. Picking up a rock and throwing it at somebody's head. That's a no-go.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Just put things in a little perspective before we all kill each other. Now, there's a bunch of freaking, white snotty kids, Muslims who hate white people, blacks that hate white people, all this stuff. And I gotta tell you, every one of us is living better in America than we would be living in any other country in the world.
That's right.
So we're gonna destroy what we have here. What our founders worked so hard to create. No, America was not perfect in the beginning. It was pretty damn close, though. I got to tell you, it was as close as it could get. And, there's a reason the Declaration of Independence doesn't say life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. I mean, that was the original wording. But they were like, ooh, we don't want people to, use this to justify slavery. And no, they didn't wipe out slavery in the beginning. And yes, it's because they couldn't get all the states to agree. They took what? Compromise. Remember earlier I was like, we need to compromise because we can't all have everything we want at once. And you work towards goals. You instill your values. You tell your friends, hey, you know what? I love America. If I work hard and kick ass, I can make money and do good for myself. You keep working towards that instead of getting caught up in the nonsense. That's what we need to focus on. Vote the right way, do the right thing, but the government isn't going to fix jack. All right? I can tell you now, they're in it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There are so few people in Washington that are looking out for you, it's ridiculous. So if you're waiting on them, or you think, oh, if we elect the right guy, some of you thought, oh, Trump's the right guy. And you know what? Maybe he was going to go up and try and change things. But there's so many other freaking people who will pull him down that it doesn't matter. Maybe you thought Hillary was the right person, but it wouldn't have mattered. It doesn't matter. There's so much corruption there. You need to change America by changing people's hearts and minds. Mm-hmm. You need to share the values that you believe in, that you think are right. And they may not be my values. But you know what? You should do the job of convincing your neighbors what's right. And if you're wrong, maybe you'll be convinced the other way. Mm-hmm. We all need to work together towards what we want. And we need to share those values and help each other out, instead of getting caught up in nonsense and trying to tear each other down. And that's, I think, where it's all falling apart. It's so easy when you're frustrated, you feel like your voice isn't heard, you're not being listened to, nobody cares about what you're saying. A lot of people feel like that. Nobody feels like their government has their back. They feel like, hey, I'm struggling. I work my ass off. My wife works her ass off. Why is it that we have to kill ourselves for so little? It's frustrating. But you know what? It's not because of your neighbor, and it's not because of, somebody whose skin is different than yours. That's nonsense. The nonsense is, I think Kevin was just telling me a story about, it's not the other man that made you poor.
Yeah.
You're responsible for your actions. And you know what? Maybe we can't change our government. We can try, we can vote the right way, but we still have a lot of freedoms in America. We have a lot of great opportunity, and we need to work towards the goals and the values that we, believe in. And if you think other people's values are wrong, then start talking. Mm-hmm. Start talking to people and tell them what you think.
You're not going to change anybody's mind by throwing a rock at them.
That doesn't help. I'm not going to win you over.
Doesn't work.
Kevin, I will hit you in the head with a rock so many times, you will see it my way. It doesn't work that way. I mean, Korea's kind of getting close there. They're trying in North Korea. But, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
So, with that, anything else?
No, but if you've been offended by this episode, send me an email. I would love to talk to you.
All right. I like it. Maybe shoot us a review on the iTunes. Maybe you want to tell us how you feel about Kevin and his racist honky calling cracker calling comments. I don't know. Maybe you were a little offended. You're upset. Now, I do check the explicit box when I post these. So,
you should have been forewarned.
You should have been forewarned.
And I would like to say also, if you haven't been offended by this show, I apologize.
We'll try harder.
Yeah, I'll we've got an episode coming out every week, and I'll do what I can.
Give us time. Yeah. We're getting there. We're working hard. So you want to shoot that email to Kevin at preppingbadass@gmail.com and just address it, right to Kevin. I don't even want to see it. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say, Kevin, and then, but if it's like, hey, I love that show, you guys kick ass, then you want to write Chuck and, attention Chuck on that one. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, I'm sensitive. But with that, you might want to check out our website.
Do have a lot of good stuff on
preppingbadass.com, I think. Sounds right. We also have, what else? We have a Patreon site. Maybe you feel like, people like Chuck and Kevin, they really get me agitated in the morning, or maybe they calm me down. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Kevin's soothing tones.
Well, if you were, now, if you are a white person and you were going to if you were going to will your property to a racist asshole,
okay,
you could just will it to me. I'll take it. I'll take care of it. Yeah.
You'll see that it gets to the right person.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know black people.
You know black people?
and then just use your white privilege to make that money back. You'll be all right.
And if you haven't gotten your white privilege card, you want to shoot me a message on Facebook, see what I can do for you?
Yeah, we'll start printing those up, man.
Oh, no. We're going to burn. So with that, stay safe, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.